In this video, we're going to talk about the use of scientific notation. Compared to standard notation, scientific notation is used for very small or very large numbers. It has a very specific format. We always have one non-zero digit to the left of the decimal place times 10 to the nth power. Let's look at a couple of examples to see how we use scientific notation. Our first example has 459 followed by 6 zeros. First thing we're going to do is we're going to count how many decimal places we need to move our decimal point over so that we have one non-zero digit to the left of the decimal point. When we count that over, we see we have 8 places. So we're going to write this as 4.59 times 10 to the 8th meters. Notice we have a positive exponent. We move the decimal place to the left, and we had a number greater than 1 as our original value in standard notation. Now let's look at a value that is less than 1. In this case, we're going to move the decimal point to the right. So we count over and we get 6 decimal places so that we have one non-zero digit to the left of the decimal point. We can then write that as 5.13 times 10 to the minus 6. Notice that when we have a positive exponent, the number is greater than 1, and when we have a negative exponent, the number is less than 1. Let's look at this a slightly different way. Look at the number 2400. An equivalent to that will be 2.4 times 1,000, which is also equal to 2.4 times 10 times 10 times 10. This means we can rewrite this as 2.4 times 10 to the third. For a value less than 1, so here we have 0.00086, the equivalent value is 8.6 divided by 10,000, or 8.6 divided by 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, and we can write that as 8.6 times 10 to the negative fourth. Now let's let you try one. How should you write 0.00382 in scientific notation? The first thing we notice is that the number is less than 1. Therefore, we will have a negative exponent in our answer. We also want to have one non-zero digit to the left of the decimal place. When we look at our value in standard notation, we see that we are going to move the decimal point 3 places so that we have a 3 to the left of the decimal point, and as a result, our answer is 3.82 times 10 to the minus 3. We have one non-zero digit to the left of the decimal point, we moved our decimal point 3 places to the right, and our original value is less than 1, so our exponent must be negative. On your calculator, you can also enter values in scientific notation. For example, if we want to enter the number 4 times 10 to the 6, we would enter 4 and on EE button, which stands for exponent. Some calculators show EE, some show E, and some show EXP. So we'd enter 4, our exponent button, and 6, and what that means is exactly the same thing as 4 times 10 to the 6. Notice that we never enter times 10 in our value. The exponent button means times 10 to the. If we put a times 10 in there, we would actually change the value of our number. Different calculators will show this in slightly different ways. So here are some examples of the way it might display on your calculator. If you aren't sure how to use scientific notation on your calculator, please don't hesitate to ask for help. It's going to be much better to learn how to use scientific notation on your calculator than always entering numbers in standard notation. If we have a value with a negative exponent, we can enter 2.5, our exponent button, the plus or minus sign, and then the number 4. And when we see on our display, it will show you that negative sign with the exponent. Again, every calculator is slightly different, so you will need to play with yours to figure out how to do it correctly. If you need help, please ask.